Oh my god, this is crazy!
Middleofnowheregaming.com. Everybody go to that website. Say we sent you.
Yeah, get that traffic
I bet they're really good at Minecraft. They're probably the antithesis of us.
This is the Middle of Nowhere Gaming Podcast.
Welcome into episode 49 of the Middle of Nowhere Gaming Podcast. I am your host, Courtney Osborne. And today I am joined by Lou, the Nintendo Ninja.
Yeah!
And Miles, the Destiny demigod.
The king has returned.
Oh, well.
He's a wizard from the moon.
Oh, no. His butt cancer has officially been cured. That's good. Glad you're okay. Yeah.
I know, I am too.
Congrats.
It's a hard road to recovery.
Passed it off to Sean this week, I hear.
Yeah. Sean's now suffering the black booty death.
Gross booty death.
As a little side note, this is actually the first week that both Lou and I are recording on new mics.
Oh!
So that's cool.
I bet we sound beautiful.
Oh, how sexy do I sound, boys and girls?
Yeah, don't discriminate.
I was like, are there girls who listen to us?
Probably.
There's a girl right there listening with you.
Well, she doesn't count.
Oh.
Tweet at MONG.com if you're a girl listening to us. We need to know our demographic.
Let's be fair. There's a study that says that most gamers are girls at this point.
Wait, what?
What?
Yeah, it's true.
Oh, you're talking like cell phone games and Sims and stuff like
those
that.
are games.
Oh, yeah,
I think-
for sure. They count as it.
Okay, sure. Yeah. I was going to say it's probably more likely that more girls answer surveys.
Facebook games.
There might also be that. Who knows?
Okay, so the biggest announcement this week is that we are actually holding a giveaway.
Another one?
Another one? What? Next week is our 50th episode. And
Hey,
and as most people know who listen to podcasts, a lot of major podcasts do like special events for major milestones. So like episode 50, episode 100, and every 50 after that. Some of them do every 100. So we're going to do something for episode 50. We're going to have a probably longer podcast, maybe have fans on, blah, 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 all that stuff. But aside from all that, we're holding a giveaway.
and what are we giving away, Courtney?
We're giving away a chance at the winner will receive Destiny on their console of choice. And no. And a MONG t-shirt. Oh my god! Yeah. Okay, so anyways, we are holding that and it's going to run. It started yesterday and it's going to run until Tuesday. Tuesday at midnight. So technically Monday night. And then we'll know the winner that next morning and we'll announce it and then we could talk things out in the email and send the code or whatever over immediately so you could download it and play, even though the servers are probably going to be crashed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, how do you enter, you ask? You didn't ask that, did you?
How do you enter, Courtney?
Oh, okay. I would be happy to tell you that.
Him.
There are actually 10 different ways to enter. First of all, you need to go to our website and click on the story or go to our Facebook page and go to the giveaway tab. And the 10 different ways to enter in are to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and by us, I mean the official accounts, the MONG accounts. You could tweet about the giveaway, which there's a tweet designed that you have to use that tweet. You could recommend a friend to follow us on Twitter. You could follow our Instagram. You could follow our Tumblr. All of those are worth one entry apiece. After that, you could subscribe to our YouTube channel, which will give you 2 entries. You could write a written review for our podcast on iTunes, which will give you 3 entries.
We prefer if it's positive, but
Yeah.
but yeah, we'll take critical reviews. We'll just cry about it at night. But
Just be honest.
Don't make 3 grown men cry. That's not cool.
Actually,
we'll do it on air.
Wasn't there a really, really funny review?
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up.
Yeah, I was going to say. Okay. And then after that, you can these last 3 entry or ways to enter are worth 10 entries apiece, and so they're the big ones, which obviously means they're the ones we want you guys to do. The first one is you can record a quick audio congrats message to us. And so like we have a like something specifically we want you to say. However, if you want to personalize it and go longer or make it say something else, you can. We give you a website that you can actually record the message on if you go to the giveaway, or you can use your own software to record it and then send it to us. What we want to do with this is we want to combine them all into like a highlight reel and then like play all the messages. The other 10 entry way is to draw a Mong Man. So we never actually had a nickname for our logo, and we started kind of just randomly calling it Mong Man. And then Miles drew that awesome picture, which we showed on the video version of the podcast a few weeks ago. And it's a totally awesome fucking drawing. And so we decided to hopefully have some fans, friends, viewers, listeners all try to design their own version of Mong Man. And so for 10 entries, you could draw your own version, make it personalized, make it special. Don't make it exactly like Miles. Make your own. And don't just draw the logo, just try to make something interesting. We want several different people's ideas of what they think Mong Man would look like, not just a copy of our logo or a copy of Miles's drawing. And then the last way to get 10 entries in is you can give, if you have a website or a YouTube channel or a Twitch channel or anything like that, where you're public, you're out there, people watch you, people read about you, people listen to you, or your own podcast, anything like that, you can actually give this giveaway a shout out on that. So you could write a story about it, you could make a video about it on YouTube, you could put it on your Twitch channel somewhere. You could put it in your podcast, whatever it is. Just give this website or give this giveaway a shout out, and then you need to give us the link to where you did that, and that'll get you another 10 entries. So, total out of all of these, if you do every one of these, you can have 41 entries into this giveaway. 41 chances to win.
Currently there are 204 entries 204.
And that. For example, say all the people who entered all did every one of those. That would only mean that 10 people entered. No, 5 people entered. 5 people entered. That would only mean that 5 people entered the giveaway. However, that's not the case because not everybody did all of those. A lot of people only did 1 or 2 of them, and those are like the 1 and 2 entries. So there's a lot of people entering this giveaway, but if you do all of them, you have 41 chances to win. And another example, our last giveaway, one of the options was for 10 entries, you could make a drawing of us, the members of the podcast. And Ryan, who won The Last of Us Remastered on the last giveaway, he actually drew that and entered that in on the very last day, and he ended up winning because of that. So what I'm saying is don't give up. Try to do all of them. And there's a few of them, like the tweet at a friend and tweet about the giveaway, that you can do every day. So if you actually do those every day until the giveaway is over, you can actually up your chances to about like 51, I think. So.
Never give up. Never surrender.
Never give up. If you want Destiny, we can give it to you, but you have to enter.
Okay, so I have that iTunes review.
So the funny iTunes review.
This is What Am I Listening To? 5 stars by Aquaman 1064. He says, this is like listening to video game porn, topped with caramel dip and fudge. And then, when you done, like that, you smoke a cool cigarette. Listen to this stuff. It's like getting a BJ from the hottest girl you can think of. Thank you, Aquaman.
Thank you.
Friend of the show, Aquaman.
Friend of the show, Aquaman. He's got plenty of time under the sea to listen to our podcast.
Okay.
After one, I'm happy that we have superheroes, if you can technically call him a superhero.
You know what? I think all of our listeners are superheroes.
Ah, there you go. That's a good one. They're Hmong men and women. Superheroes. I don't know. Okay, anyways, before we get on to the news, is there anything else worth mentioning?
No.
Not that I know of.
Well, I guess I could add, we talked about, for episode 50, we were talking about bringing on fans. So, okay. I mentioned it last week, I believe, and I'm going to mention it again. If you want to be on the podcast with us, if you want to be on our episode 50, if you're a listener, fan, friend, anything like that, all you have to do is email us. Email us at mong.podcast@gmail.com or at contact.mong@gmail.com and make the subject Mong 50 or something like that, Mong episode 50, Mong podcast episode 50, and just let us know if you want to be on it. We will record next Tuesday afternoon, and it will be about 1 p.m. Central Time. And what we want to do is we want to have a fan or two in rotation every 10 to 15 minutes if we're going to do this. Like, if we have enough people who actually want to join, that's our plan. And so if you want to be on it, make sure that you're able to be free around that time or within that, 2-hour span sometime in there that you could join us during one of the segments.
And also have a Skype.
Yeah.
That's very important.
And try to have a quiet room and a headset that it's not going to echo or anything like that. And then if you want to join in on the drinking, make sure you have some champagne.
Oh, I still need to get that.
Yeah, I do too. Gonna have to go get that this weekend.
I'm not going to buy champagne. I'm just gonna.
No, you got to get the champagne.
I'm just going to have a glass and I'm going to tink it every time it seems proper.
You're not going to drink champagne with us?
I don't like champagne.
You're
Out
off
of the
the podcast. Well, that was rude. Okay, so ready to move on to the news?
Yep.
I actually didn't
Yes.
claim any stories. Did you, Lou?
Nope.
No, but I'll claim this first one.
Okay,
It's relevant to my interest. I think it's relevant to all our interests.
sure.
Is it?
For sure. Let's do it.
Sure. So, the news from nowhere.
News from nowhere.
How many stories do we have, Courtney?
10.
A baker's dozen! No, I won't steal that from
Okay,
Greg.
Greg.
I don't think that's right either.
I think every podcast should do that, by the way. That's like my favorite part.
Yeah, I do. I do. I love it because there was the other day, Colin had 20 something.
Yeah.
Baker's dozen. I'm like, wow, that is way off.
And it's not even like for the news anymore. People will just be like listing things out there. There's like, there's 3 things I really like about this game, and Greg will just scream out, a baker's dozen!
All right, what do we got?
All right, story number 1. A new Nintendo 3DS was announced via Japanese Nintendo Direct. To the surprise of many, Nintendo has announced that this new version of the 3DS will be coming to Japan later this year. However, a specific date for release in the United States and Europe has yet to be announced. The new Nintendo 3DS, along with the addition, by the way, that's the name of it so far. What do you guys think of new Nintendo 3DS? Can we
As a name?
Yeah, as a name.
Silly.
The new is in the Amiibo script.
I don't think new should be part of the name at all.
Definitely
What if
not.
they called it Super Nintendo 3DS?
See, I'm definitely okay with that.
That would be cool.
That would be awesome.
It's a Nintendo naming convention. That would be something they've done before.
Well, so is the new. They have new Super Mario Bros.
Oh,
Well-
yeah, I guess, but not consoles.
Well, yeah, but I think that you wouldn't have the same kind of confusion like between Wii U, because if people walk into a store and they're like, "Oh, new Nintendo 3DS, that's the new one."
Yeah, but then what about when the 4DS comes out and they're like,
4DS.
we have the 4DS, and they're like, well, there's the new 3DS, so that must be the newest console, right?
Or they just make Super Game Boy.
Or I could have been the 3DS too, honestly.
It could have been. It could have been.
3DS2.
Yeah,
5.9.
That still is a better name than Wii U.
Yes, yes, it is.
14159. Anyway, as we were saying, this new Nintendo 3DS, along with the addition of a second smaller circle pad and added shoulder buttons, will come standard with NFC for Amiibo support. The upper screen will also have wider viewing angles for 3D, supposedly by eye or head tracking, and it'll have less motion blur. Nintendo has also mentioned that the CPU has been improved, allowing for shorter download times and broader software applications. This also opens up the possibility for various developers to create games exclusive to this updated version of the console. In fact, the currently in-progress port of Xenoblade Chronicles will only be able to be played on this new version of the handheld. Both the regular 3DS and the 3DS XL will be receiving updated versions of the console. When released, the new 3DS will be available for 16,000 yen, about 93 euros, which is probably like, what, 180 bucks?
$100 is 1,000 yen, so that's 160 bucks.
All right, 160 bucks. And
That's
the new
rough.
3DS
That's rough, but it's still close.
and the new 3DS XL will be available for 18,800 yen, 109 euros. And what's your estimation for that,
That's
Court?
about 190 bucks.
Both versions are scheduled to be released October 11th in Japan later this year. Holy God, I want one.
So do I.
Wait, did you mention the new buttons?
No, I didn't mention the buttons. I didn't mention the faceplate. This is missing a couple of things. The smaller version is gonna the 3DS normal, not the 3DS XL, the new version. The 3DS regular is going to have Famicom colored buttons, which is beautiful.
It is,
also,
yes.
that version is going to have removable faceplates, so you can customize your 3DS, which is brilliant.
Yeah, especially since that's something that, people are doing anyway and risking damaging their system over.
Now I am new to the 3DS family. I actually just bought my first 3DS, and it was a few days later when this was announced.
How much did you cry?
Outwardly I didn't cry. No, not outwardly. Inside I cried a lot. This thing is so freaking cool looking.
Can you return yours? Like, is it still within the time where you could just be like, nope, cancel my order?
Well, I mean, it's a refurb directly from Nintendo, so I probably can. But at the same time, it's I don't want to, because this 3DS isn't going to hit us until sometime next year.
Right.
And in the meantime, I want to play Pokemon X and Y because I still haven't played that, and then I want to play
Smash
Sapphire when it comes out in November. I'm not playing Smash on 3DS. I'm only going to play it on Wii U.
What? Have the best of both worlds.
No thanks. And then I'm also going to play Fantasy Life on 3DS in October. And so it's like there's a bunch of 3DS games I want to play in the meantime that I can't wait a full year to be able to play. But still, as disappointing as the news was that I just got one and then this was announced, this is really fucking cool. I like that it's got a better, processor or something?
Yeah.
I like the extra bumper buttons. Those are really nice. That matches the Wii U controller, which means that there may be more games that are cross between Wii U and 3DS.
Now, I believe it also has another analog stick, doesn't it?
Yep, it has
Yeah,
a second
like a little
analog nub.
Yeah.
little bitty one. So are you gonna buy it?
I'm really afraid.
Why?
I wasn't burned by the DSi, but I'm afraid now because I know the DSi exists. Before the 3DS came out, like a year beforehand, they came out with the DSi, which was an updated DS, and it had better internet support and this and that. And I'm just afraid that come a year after this, they're going to be announcing the 4DS or the new Game Boy or some other handheld, and this is just going to be completely wiped off the face of the earth. And I don't want to spend $180. I'm going to spend $180 because I know that I'm an addict, and I buy every Nintendo handheld. Short the DSi. That's the only one that I haven't gotten. I even have the Game Boy Micro, and that was like ridiculous. But yeah, I'm just afraid. I don't know what their plans for it are. I really hope that when they do announce it, if they do announce it, then Reggie comes out there and says, we're going to be supporting this and only this for the next 2 or 3 years.
I don't see why it wouldn't be the only one they supported.
Just do what I always do and don't buy a new one until Pokemon comes out.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'll probably do too.
What if they say right during release, or before release, like in that Nintendo Direct that they're most likely going to do, we announced Xenoblade was coming out, but that's just one game so far. We've had some time to develop, and now for the American audiences, this is going to be launching alongside Majora's Mask.
A remake for Majora's Mask?
Yeah, the one that they've been kind of hinting at for.
Oh, I didn't know they
ever.
were.
Yeah,
that'll make a lot of people happy, but I don't care about Zelda. So
yeah, well, I
Get out.
I care about Zelda, but I never had a chance to play Majora's Mask.
Well, that's why I want to play it.
Yeah, I played.
It's the one
Ocarina
black
of
sheep.
Time, but not Majora's Mask. Wasn't Majora's Mask supposed to be significantly harder?
It's significantly more. I think it might be harder. I know it's just different.
That's what I always heard, like growing up, and so that's why I never wanted to play it.
Right. It's some people's favorite, it's some people's least favorite, but everyone agrees it's something you have to play because it's just so different.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Are we moving on?
We can.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, before we move on, I forgot to say this in the beginning. One, I'm sick, so if my voice sounds weird, if you hear me cough or sneeze or something, that's why.
He's dying.
I'm dying. The black booty death has now affected me.
He's got black lung booty.
Black lung booty death.
Yep.
That's hotness. And two, I think we also mentioned it last week on the podcast, but I want to remind everybody. Should have done this in the beginning, like I said. But we are actually making special shirts for the 50th episode. MONG 50 shirts, something. We haven't really come up with a name, but it's kind of what we've just been calling it. And I should have a story up. I'm hoping today, if not, then tomorrow morning sometime, with all the different options.
How many options are there, Courtney?
There's
so far
still not a number on it for the total, but so far what we have, I'm trying to pull it up. Hold on, my stomach just growled. MONG 50 shirts. Okay, so we have a total of 21 options.
A baker's dozen.
You were setting that up.
Yeah,
what that means, though, is that's not 21 different shirts. Well, it could mean that. But it's 21 different options for front and back. So, like, you could get one of these shirts, just one of these options, for something like $6 plus shipping, which would probably be about $10 total for a shirt. Or you could get a front and back, and that would make it about probably, I don't know, $12 or $13 total with shipping. So you could pick any one of these options to put on the front and any one of these options to put on the back. And depending on if you want front or depending on if you want front and back, we'll change the price just a little bit. And so what I'm going to do is when I make the story is I'm going to put up how much it's going to cost for each so that you know. And what we're going to do is we're not putting it up on a store or anything like that. We're going to put up all the options. And if you want one of the MONG 50 shirts, what you got to do is you're going to have to email us and let us know which option you want for the front and if you want an option on the back also. And then we'll let you know, this is how much you're going to have to pay for it. We'll give you the link to send the money to us, and then we'll make the shirt on the website we use and send it to your address, which you're going to have to give us your address and your shirt size. It's going to be a really easy process. It sounds kind of confusing saying it out loud, but anyways, there are 21 options right now. Maybe there'll be a few more by the time the story goes live. There's a bunch of really cool ones. So if you guys want a MONG 50 shirt, just let us know. Email us. Especially after we actually put up the designs.
Question.
Go ahead.
We're giving away a MONG t-shirt for the Destiny thing. Do you think we can make it a MONG 50 shirt?
That's what I was, the other part about it was that if you want it to be a MONG 50 shirt, during the giveaway, if you win and you want one of the MONG 50 shirts, then let us know. Then we will pay for that. You won't have to buy it if you win. But otherwise, if you don't want a MONG 50 shirt, we'll send you the normal MONG shirt. But anyway, so those are the two things I needed to bring up real quick. So ready to move on?
Yes.
Moving on.
Number 2.
So, at Sony's pre-TGS concert, it's a concert. Yes, they played wonderful music. They announced that Persona 5 is going to be coming to the PlayStation 4. Why is that so amazing, you ask? Well, I'll tell you. Originally, it was only set to be coming to the PS3, I believe. Yes? Yeah. So that's true. And it's going to be sometime in 2015. It was announced in 2013 alongside several other Persona spin-offs, which, is a normal thing because Persona just spawns a bunch of stuff. Well, Shin Megami Tensei does. But, yeah. So it's going to be coming to Japan in 2014 with a North American winter 2015 release window. And that is that. Who's excited? I am.
For Persona 5?
Yes.
I haven't played any of the Persona games to completion. I watched the Persona 4 anime, and so I know how the story goes. And then when I got Persona 4 Golden, I played the first 5 or 6 hours, and everything that was said I remembered from the story, from the anime. And I was like, man, I've already seen this story. And it was too soon after I had watched the anime, so it kind of I didn't want to experience the story again. So I'm holding off to play Persona 4 until a later date. So I'm not too excited for Persona 5 right now. However, I do know that I will definitely play it, and I'm, it's once it gets closer to the time when it's released, I'm going to be really excited. But right now,
is there a Persona 5 anime?
Not yet. The game hasn't even come out yet.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure which one comes out first.
No, it doesn't come out until 2015.
Okay.
And there's no guarantee that it's going to get an anime either. The anime has come many years after the games have been released. Like Persona 3 is just now getting an anime, like within this past year.
But Persona 4
that makes sense. Yep.
Okay.
Don't question.
It's Japanese stuff, man.
Yeah. I'm excited for this because, Persona is a good series, and I want to play another one, but I really wish they would go back to the roots and focus more on Shin Megami Tensei, because I feel like that series has always interested me way more than Persona has.
What's the difference between them?
Shin Megami Tensei is normally dealing with more take the high school out of Persona, and that's and like there was the Digital Devil Saga, which was based in the future where the world's falling apart and everything, and your characters actually turned into the demons and stuff. It's just I don't know. Aesthetically, I guess I've liked Shin Megami Tensei way more.
I've never really been able to get into the games because of the quality, like the visual quality. Yeah, like that's always what's turned me off.
They've
about
been very rough.
I can understand that, but it's like anything that's like Pokemon, I'll give it a chance.
Yeah, and that's the one of the few games that actually gets by that with me that I'm totally okay with.
I'm going to be really in the minority, but I didn't like playing Persona 4.
That's understandable.
You may not be a dungeon crawler kind of guy.
No, I love dungeon crawlers. I love the fighting. It was like I was too afraid that every decision I was making was the wrong decision.
You gotta
and like I would like nitpick because I know that your decisions you make about studying or hanging out with this person or doing this really impacts what you get. And I don't need a very streamlined game, but I love games that let you go back into the past or go back and make sure you get everything.
Yeah. That's JRPGs. A lot of them do stuff like that. And they're actually not so much anymore. They don't happen as often anymore, but a lot of JRPGs used to. You used to be able to just fail. And if you made if you made the bad decisions, game over. And then you'd have to start over. And it's just like, well, what the fuck? I didn't even make it to the end of the game just because of my decisions. Like, you make enough bad decisions that the bad guy destroys the world and the game's over.
Right. Yeah, that was just what turned me off. Because I always felt like I should be sitting there with a guide telling me exactly where to go.
Yeah. There are guides now.
There are. And
Internet.
I'm not the person who likes to use guides, so it was difficult for me. I was like, should I pull it up?
I use guides for collectibles.
Oh yeah, that's a different thing. I use guides for trophies.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah,
right.
It sounds like Miles is the most excited about Persona. That's good.
Marginally, yeah.
I was just about to say, finally Miles is excited for something, and then he goes, marginally. Fuck.
Destiny.
Well, yeah, besides Destiny. He's going to be like, go back and be like, actually, guys, Destiny, I don't know.
Now that Courtney's not getting Destiny.
I don't know if I want it.
That would not stop me at all.
Game of the year.
All right,
so moving
on
to number 3, another Japanese game. Resident Evil Revelations 2 has finally been confirmed. Last week, we actually reported that there was a leak for the sequel of Resident Evil Revelations. However, this is no longer a rumor, and it was confirmed by Capcom at Sony's pre-TGS PlayStation press conference. Concert. The original game was actually a 3DS game, and then it was ported over to Wii U, Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and PC. The sequel is going to be released in 2015, and it's confirmed to be on 360, Xbox One, PS3, PS4, and PC. So it seems like the 3DS, which the original game was on, is not going to actually get the sequel, which is kind of disappointing for a lot of people who enjoyed the 3DS version.
It was the best reviewed, I think.
Yeah, it was best reviewed on 3DS. It was reviewed lower on all the other consoles. I actually have not played Revelations on 3DS or any other console. However, I did pick it up. What was it? 2 weeks ago, or was it last week? Whenever PSN had the $9.99 sale,
Right.
There was like 26 games or something like that for $9.99. I actually did pick up Revelations, but I just haven't had a chance to play it. I'm really excited though because I love Resident Evil, and I've heard it's a really good game, and it's one of the better games compared to, or it's one of the more like old games. It's more like the old games than the newer Resident Evil games are.
I just want a reboot of the entire series,
which you're kind of getting next year with the Resident Evil remake.
Well, that's a remake. I want an official reboot.
Yeah,
I want Tomb Raider.
A full 1080p, 60 frames per second retelling of the story.
Like I want them to be back in the mansion.
Yeah,
completely retold, and yeah, I think they could. I love the initial scenery and story and everything they had going for it, and then I think it went off the rails. It's not. I think I know it went off the rails.
If that happens, I might actually play this series.
Well, it's not going to happen now that they're doing remake. Like, I mean, at least it's not going to happen for the next 5 or 6 years, because remake is going to take that, and that's what they're going to start doing is remaking the old games. They'll probably do 2 and then 3 after that, but they're definitely not going to reboot the series. Now they may reboot the series in a sense with a numbered sequel, like 7 or 8. They may end up just like restarting the story, but tell it a different way, like not do the mansion thing. They may do that.
I hope they do that for Silent Hill too.
Oh God, yes. You mean Silent Hills?
Well, yeah, but I hope that they reboot the Silent Hill series, because I started playing Silent Hill and it's really good for a PlayStation game, but I'm not into the style, and it just isn't as good as PT is. And I know that's unfair to be judging a game that's 15 years older based off of what I'm playing on the PS4. But just horror-wise, there was some terrific stuff that PT did that can never be done, I think, in a third-person perspective or with the kind of crazy storytelling.
Well, and also Silent Hill wasn't a Hideo Kojima game.
Right, but people think that that's actually going to bring down the seriousness of the plot line. Like, they think you're going to see asses everywhere. And
that kind of stuff may happen, but at the same time, Hideo Kojima is so fucked up in the head that, this story could be really, really fucking intense and, confusing. I enjoy movies and games that don't come together and make sense until the very end. And it just kind of makes you drop your jaw, and that could definitely be what this is like.
Spoilers.
And we're totally off topic from Resident Evil.
Snake is going to show up, just so you know.
Yeah. But while we're on the topic of Silent Hill, is anybody else disappointed that it's Hills?
I don't really care.
That bugs the shit out of me. It's always been Silent Hill.
I don't understand it. That's
they're rebooting it, clearly.
Silent Hill is the name of the town.
Yeah.
Yep.
What do they mean by Silent Hills? I'm guessing they mean that there's multiple purgatories or something.
That's it. And Norman Reedus is going to be you're going to be playing Walking Dead and Silent Hill and Resident Evil all at one time and Silent Hills.
Okay. Well, back to Resident Evil. Have you guys, either of you played Revelations?
I tried it. There was the demo. They have the demo on the 3DS. I wanted to see what it was like.
So you played the 3DS one.
Right. I didn't have the Circle Pad Pro, and I think that it is compatible. It's one of the few games compatible with that. And I just couldn't get into it. I don't know. I've never been one for Resident Evil. I like the story and the idea way more than the game itself. Except for the first one. I love the first one. I played Resident Evil on the DS. That was a terrific remake of the game.
Oh, man. Miles, have you?
I have not played it, and I don't plan to play it. I've never been impressed by Resident Evil, so.
Oh,
I also don't like zombies, so there's that too.
What?
I hate zombies.
I'm a zombie fanatic.
At first, it was my one irrational fear, and now I'm just it's oversaturated everything, and I don't like them anymore.
Right.
I've often told people that I want the zombie apocalypse to happen because it's my ideal world. So
what is wrong with you?
See, I'm kind of in the middle here. I'm kind of pick and choose about these things. I hate The Walking Dead. I love Zombieland.
I mean, I'm not basing it off of any specific TV show or movie or anything like that. I'm basing it off of I feel like I would be really good at surviving based off of, like
we talked about this.
Yeah, all the different things that I've seen.
This was our Halloween cast
and
our Google Hangout.
Yeah, I think I would be great in a zombie apocalypse, and then it also takes off a lot of the stupid societal things that are pushed onto us. Like we don't have to. The rules don't count anymore. Everything's gone, and so like it'd be a brand new world.
Damn straight, we could go outside without pants on.
Yeah, fuck yeah, I'll go around naked. Be like, zombie, eat my dick.
They would.
They would. They totally would.
You're like the worst anarchist I've ever heard.
I'm not an anarchist, though. I'm not going to end the world or anything like that, but if it happens, I'm not going to complain.
End the world just so everyone can walk around nude.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Nudist colony, zombies.
Stuff happening, 2015.
I don't agree with anything I'm hearing right now. I vote we move on.
Number 4. PlayStation 4 and PlayStation Vita are going to receive theme support. It was announced during the pre-Tokyo Game Show press conference. Firmware 2.0 for PlayStation 4 will not only include all the new features announced at Gamescom last month, but it will now also include the ability to download custom themes. Update 3.3 for Vita will include the same custom theme feature as PlayStation 4, and as of right now, the Vita update has only been announced for Japan, but it's extremely likely that it'll come west soon. Theme or custom themes will allow players to change their background image and icons. However, there was no mention of folder support, and neither firmware update currently has a release date. So, are you guys excited to be able to change your blue theme on your PS4?
No.
No?
I feel like, although I will admit that what I saw with the Sony cats, that theme it looked all right, and it was like nice to have the dynamic background. That was cool. But I feel like they're just like putting icing over a problem that still needs to be fixed.
Yeah.
Like the UI still needs to be fixed and made more streamlined. Still needs to be folders and all that. So it's just like they're trying to. I don't know if pander is the right word, but it's just like they're not. It's like Rome in the Olympics and the Colosseum and stuff when they were doing that to just kind of glaze over all the actual problems with society.
It's a good comparison, I guess.
I mean, not on the same, serious level, but
yeah. Now, Lou, what about you?
I think they need to actually show me something that I'd want to use. I'm not overly excited about it, but it's not like it's a bad story to me. There's nothing negative, I think.
No, I'm not 100% certain on this, but because I've never changed my PS3 theme either. Like, I just didn't care to. But can't you customize? Like, can't you make your own theme? Like,
not in the PS3 one.
Not in the PS3 one? Okay.
As far as I know, I used to just
only buy them off of PlayStation Network.
Right, or you're giving them sometimes as being
for games.
PlayStation Plus.
And sometimes games come with them.
Yeah, I don't know if we talked about it, if it's in here, but this is kind of weird they announced it because it's also the same week that they announced that the 3DS is going to be getting the same thing.
Yeah, they were going to be able to customize it too.
I'm more excited about that. I think that they could do that really interesting, and I'd love to open it up and just have like a Metroid theme in the background.
Well, see, I'm hoping that PlayStation 4 and Vita will give you like full customization of your theme, because I wouldn't mind making my background image like a KU theme or a Tails theme or something like that, like where it just has a picture of the characters or the football team or the basketball team or the football field or Allen Fieldhouse or something like that, And then I wouldn't touch any of the icons. I wouldn't want to change any of them, but I could see how people would. They would want to change some of the icons, especially on Vita. But,
right.
This I don't know.
That would get me excited. Not so much pre-made themes that you have to download that you have no say in how it looks. But yeah. So anyways,
well, time will tell.
Time will tell. I guess
that's what I always say.
I have no idea when it's even coming. I really I hope that the folder support is in this and it's just like stealthily in there. They just haven't actually said anything.
Courtney, it's not.
It's not.
It's not.
Don't get your hopes up. Speaking of getting my hopes up. The other day when this happened, when the pre-TGS thing happened, it was in the middle of the night here, and Miles fucking tweets like something about how we're gonna get we could change our names on PSN, and that was the first day I was really sick. And so I was in like this sick stupor, and then in the middle of the night was woken up by my phone ringing or something. And I looked at it and I see this tweet, and I'm half asleep and really sick. And I'm like, oh my God, we could change our names on PSN now, you know? And so I woke up thinking that was real. And it took me a while. Like, I had gone through all the stories that happened and didn't see a single one of them about the name change. And I was like, what the fuck? Miles lied to me. And like I was hella excited about it, and now I didn't
lie.
Hashtag Gamergate.
Yeah, well the tweet didn't even really make sense, which is why like sense. In the middle of the night when I'm sick and half asleep, it just totally made me think that it was, you know, actually happening. But
you know what? I'm pretty sure the tweet said in before announcement that we can change our but not gamer tags, whatever the PSN names. That was what the tweet said.
Well, anyways, let's move on.
Okay. All right.
Sorry, there's no good segue here.
Have you been coughing up blood, Courtney?
Actually, no, but I've been sneezing blood.
Bloodborne is gotten a Japanese release date. Okay. Yeah, but also, you know, something else that came out of the pre-TGS Sony concert. Shuhei Yoshida was on stage and revealed the launch date for From Software's highly anticipated PlayStation 4 title, Bloodborne, and set to release in Japan on February 5th, 2015. Unfortunately, they did not mention a American release date.
Yeah. I mean, I can't see it being very much later than that.
I would hope not.
It's okay, so like I do find it weird though that it is February, and that's the same month that Sony is releasing another first-party game, and that's The Order 1886. And so that's two first-party games from Sony coming in the same month. Now, like, that may not be as big of a deal in Japan. Bloodborne may be a bigger deal over there than The Order is, because The Order feels way more Western.
Right. Now, I think that's targeting two different audiences completely. So I don't think it's that much of an issue if it is set for that date, because while there are going to be the hardcore people who really enjoy, you know, playing every first-party exclusive, there's going to be people out there who are saying, I really want to play a first-person or third-person shooter. I really want to play an adventure game. They're going to go vote with their wallet on their respective titles.
Yeah.
Now, what exactly is the release date of The Order in Japan?
Well, the release date over here is what, like February 21st or something, or 18th?
It's February 20th. You're very close.
20th.
Okay, and I thought Japan was getting it later than we were.
I don't know, maybe.
Because I was thinking it might be like a flip-flop situation where they get Bloodborne first and we get The Order, and then the next month, like, you know, whatever comes after February, because I'm not good with months. March? Okay, cool, I got that. In March, then we will get Bloodborne and they will get The Order.
Yeah, there's only a February 20th release date. There's no territories or anything like that for The Order.
Never mind then.
Yeah, I don't know. That's now obviously, like we said, it could be a different demographic for each of them. Bloodborne could come out in March for us, and that could be Sony's end of the year, end of the fiscal year game, because Sony's fiscal year, I believe, ends March 31st. Am I wrong on that, or right?
No, that's the Japanese companies. That's right.
Yeah, okay. So March 31st would be the end of their fiscal year. So that would be a good send-off a few weeks after The Order comes out in a different month. Now, obviously, it'd be about 2 to 3 weeks either way, if it's February 5th or February 20th, if it's only 15 days apart. Mm-hmm. Still, I don't know. It's strange. It's a strange release date. Is it even on a Tuesday here? I don't think that is.
I don't know.
I'll open up my calendar.
2015. I'm Googling.
November, December, January, February 20th is on a Friday.
It's a Friday. No, it's a Thursday.
It's a Friday.
It's a Thursday. day?
I'll go ahead and be the tiebreaker here since this is an issue for some reason.
I'm looking at a website online that says the 5th is a Thursday, but I don't know.
Okay, the 5th is a Thursday. The 20th is a Friday.
Oh, wow.
Lou was looking at the 20th. You were looking at the 5th. There we go.
Look
That
at
makes
that.
sense. So, yeah. Okay, well, then that's a fucking strange date for the order to come out also. A Friday.
I'm not buying it.
Weird. Yeah. Okay. So, speaking of release dates, yeah?
Oh yeah, that's legit.
Segue. Assassin's Creed Unity has been delayed. By how much, you ask? It's only been delayed by 2 weeks. Unity will now be released on November 11th this year, and quality assurance was cited as the reason. The direct quote is that this being a fully next-gen game, it requires a lot of work, a lot of production, and a lot of learning, says senior producer Vincent Pontbriand. I don't know how to pronounce it. Anyways, he goes on to say, it's always hard to be precise and to quantify exactly how much work is involved. So as we get close to the finish, we often realize we're near the target, but we're not quite there yet. Assassin's Creed Unity was originally going to be released on October 28th for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. The previous generation's game, Assassin's Creed Rogue, is also scheduled to be released on November 11th. So now we're going to be getting Rogue and Unity on the same day. One for last-gen consoles and one for next-gen consoles or whatever, or this gen.
That makes more sense, I think.
All along, I thought it was extremely weird that Rogue was going to be released 2 weeks after Unity. Like, it made no sense to me whatsoever. Now, the same day is still a little weird. I always thought that Rogue should be released ahead of Unity, and it should be released ahead of Unity by about a month, or behind Unity by about a month. Not on the same day and not 2 weeks apart. Because, like, the same day kind of seems weird because that's asking people to buy $6 or $120 worth of games for the Assassin's Creed super fans like myself. And that's a lot of money to spend on the same day on two games from the same franchise.
But are you picking up either, Mr. Superfan?
I will be picking up both of them, yeah. However, am I going to be playing them day one? No, absolutely not. This will be the first time I haven't played an Assassin's Creed game on day one in 4 or 5 years, it seems like. But the reason for that is because my more favorite series, Tales of Hearts R, comes out the same day on Vita, and that's a game I'm going to be reviewing. So I'm no longer going to be playing Unity on day one.
Unity is the first one in this series I've wanted to get in a long, long time.
Now, does that interfere with anything you wanted in November on the 11th?
I'm looking it up.
Because it doesn't interfere with Dragon Age because it's 2 weeks ahead of Dragon Age.
Yeah, I was just making a statement because the only reason I wanted to get it is because it looks like the multiplayer would be fun. Or the co-op.
It interferes with his Destiny playtime 2 months
true.
later.
Yeah, 2 months later.
That is why I'm not getting it, but you know.
What if? So I honestly don't think quality assurance is actually the reason. That's a bullshit reason. 2 weeks, there's no way you're getting any more quality out of that. I guarantee you the game is going to go gold before the original release date. It's probably going to go gold that week.
Conspiracy, it's already gold.
Now that they may not announce that it's gold until like a week or two before the new release date. But it's just like there's no way 2 weeks is enough time to make any more polish, especially when we're still 2 months away from the release date. You having to measure 2 more weeks out right now is ridiculous. Like, there is definitely a different thing going on here. It's about the money. It's about, whether or not they think they could sell units that close together.
I think it was the commentary. I think they got a lot of commentary from critics and from reporters about how it was confusing.
Yeah.
And, how these generally are targeting 2 different audiences, so why stagger it?
Well, and I always thought it was weird too because apparently Rogue and Unity are connected, and you don't find out how they're connected until the very end of Rogue. And it's like, well, why are you releasing it 2 weeks later then? Like, I don't know. I felt
That's
like
silly.
They should release it either early on before it or way after, so that because even 2 weeks, you think expects a normal gamer to beat Unity in 2 weeks is asking a lot. Like just a normal gamer, me being a normal gamer and in school and stuff, still trying to put in as many hours as I could. It took me a month to beat Black Flag. So
to like 100% Black Flag
to beat it completely,
okay.
yeah. And that's not multiplayer or anything like that. So
right.
It's just like that's asking a lot. So at least on the same day, that's like they don't really care. They're just like, you know what, buy them both, play them whenever you're ready. You know, beat one, then beat the other.
Those kids over at Ubisoft, they're smart. They're the good eggs. They'll figure it out.
They're the good eggs. Okay, so let's move on to the next story. However, I'm going to take a potty break, so you guys go ahead and do this story. I'll be back.
Okay, sure thing. Speaking of, actually, I'm going to segue this a different way. While you're on Amazon pre-ordering Unity, make sure you pre-order Amiibos, which are now available. After months of speculation and predicting, Nintendo fans finally have an actual price to pre-order Amiibo figures. On Amazon, people can reserve one or more of the 12 Amiibo figurines for $12.99 each. This is a much lower price than the predicted one from overseas. Do you remember how much that was, Miles?
I don't, but there's a nifty link here, which is going to tell me. Link. And the reason I don't is because this is one of those things that I don't care about.
They said it was going to be about $22.
Good God!
Per statue, as you know, that's a good price jump. Thank God it does not cost $22. Anyway, these interactive Nintendo figures will include the following characters: Mario, Donkey Kong, Peach. Are you laughing at Mario? That I said
I'm
it like
not
that?
laughing at all.
Oh, okay.
What's with this paranoia, man?
Because people make fun of me the way I say Mario. Courtney's not here now, so...
You see how badly this is falling apart now that he left?
Yeah, no. Anyway, Mario, Donkey Kong, Peach, Yoshi, Link, Samus, the Villager, Kirby, Fox, McCloud, Pikachu, Marth, and the Wii Fit Instructor. The Amiibos can be used in various Nintendo games such as Super Smash Bros. For Wii U, Mario Kart 8, Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, I still have no clue how that's working in, and Mario Party 10, also Yoshi's Woolly World.
Now, do you know how these prices compare to like Disney Infinity and Skylanders? I think is what it's called.
I'm not sure. I think they're pretty comparable.
I would hope so because I don't know. I can't justify paying $12.99 for one of those little figures. Then again, I don't have any Nintendo consoles.
I laugh, especially for those of you who follow me, because you know that I went out and as soon as they announced this, I purchased all of them.
Yep,
all of them.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
See, I don't like that because apparently you can get like a 3-pack of the Skylanders for $14.99.
Yeah, but they might be the really old ones.
Okay, I don't know how to judge that because I don't follow Skylanders.
All right, here it is. Skylanders Giants Battle Pack number 1. And Skylanders Giants was from a while ago. They have it for $25 normally, but it's on sale right now, so that's probably just about equal.
Okay.
I don't know. Either way, I love collecting, and I'm the person who would be out there collecting all the Pokemon cards when I was in 3rd grade, and collecting all the Magic cards, and doing all those fun things, and now collecting all the Hearthstone cards. But now I'm going to move on to my new obsession, which is going to be collecting all these small figurines that I'm going to put on my desk, and people are going to ask me questions in law school.
Oh, God.
One day I'm going to own a giant law firm, and I'm going to be sitting there at my desk with like a bunch of these like small Pikachu statues, and I'm going to have to try and act intimidating with these little Nintendo figurines, the Wii Fit Trainer.
Because in the future they'll make noises when someone walks by them, so you'll have like a hardened criminal come into your office, and you're going to be defending him, and he's going to sit down, and he's going to hear Pikachu. Pikachu.
I want to pretend like it's just me and I'm crazy and I'm nuts for going out and pre-ordering everything. But that's not the case, because if you've been following the Amazon sales and they do like the top sellers and whatnot, they say that these accessories are the most pre-ordered things for a very long time. People have been especially going for Mario and Metroid for Samus and for Link. But these are all topping, the top 20 Amazon pre-orders for video games, for accessories at least. So there are people out there that are nuts like me and doing the same exact thing, and I really hope that this means that they're going to continue to support this and support it well. And I think that they might do that because they've been doing a lot of DLC, or they've been making some really smart decisions about DLC lately.
True.
I'm back, by the way.
Hi, Courtney.
I stealthily came in.
No one was here to make fun of me about how I say
really.
Mario.
Oh, damn. I missed it. But no, you're totally not crazy, and not only because of that, because one of our other writers also did the same thing you did and pre-ordered all of them.
Shout out to AA Ron.
Yeah, Aaron.
okay.
Aaron went ahead and did that, and the way he was finally convinced to do it was that I told him that you did it. Okay, let's see. I'm pulling up our chat right now. He was like, "I'm about to just pre-order all these Amiibos, and my coworkers are not being responsible enough to talk me down." And Harry was like, "There's no reason not to pre-order them all." Aaron's like, "I have some kind of mental problem blocking me from making 3-figure entertainment purchases without freaking out. And by 3-figure, I'm referring to dollars, not the Amiibos." And I was like, "LOL, Lou did it. Might as well join the party." And then in parentheses, sits on your shoulder and grows horns. And he was like, "Ha ha ha." And then 20 minutes later, nobody had said anything. He was like, "Okay, fine, I did it. We'll see how I feel about myself in a few hours." And then he never gave us an update. It's a good choice. So I don't know what happened to him.
Bad things, man. Bad things.
I had to be the devil. I had to.
Are you going to get any?
No, God, no.
No?
Nope. I made the argument that what is it, $12.99? That's too much for me.
Just for one, you wouldn't go one for $12.99.
What do I get out of it? I don't know what the fuck they do. Like, I don't buy
Sit
toys.
on a desk.
I don't want toys. I
want toys.
That's why I don't get collector's editions. I don't have desk space or shelf space or anything like that to put anything, and so I'm not a fan of that kind of stuff. And but the price point's the biggest part about it. I don't know. $13 seems like a lot for one of these little bitty toys. Even $9.99 would have been more convincing to me. Like, people were talking about how $13 is better than $15. I'm like, yeah, but it's still not better than $10.
It's much better than 22 or 25.
Yeah, it's totally better than that. But I mean, $10 seems best.
Best number
Free.
would have been like $4.99.
Yeah, $5.
Yeah,
'Cause these
that
toys
I might have actually bought one for.
I might have bought all of them if they were $5. Because
I would
then
not
they
have
seem
done
way
that.
worth it. But I don't know. $13 for those little bitty figurines. I'm just like, nah. I don't care what
I know
they do in
that
the
right
games.
now my roommate, who is also in law school, just doesn't understand my obsession with video games and all that. One day, sometime this fall semester, because this is coming out this fall, I'm going to be sitting here with a box, and I'm going to be opening it up and just like, "Oh my God, Amiibo small figurines." And he goes, "Why are you playing with toys?" And I'm like, "They're collectibles. They're action figures." And I'm going to be the person who I've always never wanted to be.
Now, see, like, I also kind of look at it like a DLC. Like, something about DLC is going to be included with these, right? Like, that's one of the things that the new 3DS could scan them, and the Wii U could scan them or whatever.
Well, it's not so much DLC. They're going to be main features of games.
Yeah, that's going to be included. And it's just, I don't know. For one figurine, for one feature or one character in a game or whatever the hell they're going to actually have that actually goes into the game, that's like buying a whole DLC pack, which a lot of games are $15 or around $13 or $10 or whatever. And it's just like, I don't know if the DLC is going to be important enough for me. Now, maybe if it does have a good enough add-on or feature or whatever, I might consider getting one of them for a specific game. But there's no way I want all of them.
Right. Well, to each their own.
Yeah, for sure. So, moving on.
We have no one to do the story.
Well,
no one claimed it.
I could do it. I mean,
Do it.
okay.
Should we split it up?
Yeah, we could do it. We can go every other game.
Sounds good.
Okay, so number 8 on the story list. There were a bunch of new indie game announcements for PlayStation over the weekend, or the end of last week, that were going to be headlined at PAX Prime during the weekend. And these indie games are either from studios that have never made a PlayStation game before, or are coming to the PlayStation platform for the first time. Is that not the same thing? Okay. Anyways, the game shown off. Number 1, Salt and Sanctuary. It's a new game from Ska Games, SKA Games. I don't know.
Ska.
The really upbeat music.
Okay.
With the trumpets and the big band stuff.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, Streetlight Manifesto.
They're the developers behind the Dishwasher series and Charlie Murder for Xbox 360. Salt and Sanctuary will be the first game they've made for a PlayStation platform, and it will be released sometime in 2015. So yeah, there's that. Next one.
All right. Next, Alone with You. The first Alone with You trailer doesn't offer anything concrete, but it seems that you play as an astronaut whose spaceship is damaged beyond repair, and the only way to get out is to fix the escape pod. Fortunately, you've got AIs to help you out. It's being touted as a psychological romance adventure. The game is expected to release in 2015.
Awesome. Number 3, there's Desert Ashes, which is a free-to-play multiplayer game for the PlayStation Vita and the PlayStation TV. It has a turn-based gameplay system, and there will be a timer in the game, so you don't have to wait too long for your opponents to make their moves, just like any other turn-based multiplayer game. And it's going to be released in this fall, and possibly as a launch game for the PlayStation TV.
Yeah, which launches October 14th in the U.S. and November 14th in Europe, I believe, if I remember my dates.
I kind of want to do the next 2.
Okay, you go ahead then.
Cool, I will take them. Nidhogg, which looks so fun, by the way, was announced for PlayStation 4, and now it's coming to the PlayStation Vita. The game is a fast-paced action game where 2 players try to reach a goal line while they're fencing with each other. If you don't know what fencing is, that's because, you're uncultured.
God,
You're peasants.
Lowly peasants bow before me.
It's been on PC for some time, and now it's coming to PlayStation platforms. There's even going to be cross-platform multiplayer matches. Ooh, that sounds fun. And it's expected to arrive later this year. The next one is Ascension, Chronicle of the Godslayer, which is based off a card-building, physical card deck-building game where, I'm not going to go into details, it'll get complicated. And you'll start off with 10 cards, that's your deck, and as you play multiplayer or single player, your cards will build up. The developers have said that there are 5 expansion packs ready for players to gain more cards. Ascension, Chronicle of Godslayer, is, as I mentioned, also an actual card game. And there's no word yet on when it's going to be released, and it's made by Playdeck. So, there you go.
All right. I will take the next one. Dust: An Elysian Tale, which originally came out for Xbox 360 in 2012, is now coming to PlayStation 4. It's a side-scrolling action game with RPG elements mixed in. Humble Hearts, the developers, have said that Dust: An Elysian Tale will be in 1080p, 60 frames per second, and it will be coming soon. Another note about this game, that game was actually completely developed by one man.
Wow.
One man made the entire game all by himself. If I remember the story correctly, I think he just up and quit his job, and just started developing this game. And then he got down to crunch time because I think it was an Xbox
exclusive.
No, one of the the summer arcade games though. I think it was supposed to be the headliner for 2012 summer arcade. I may be completely wrong. This may be another game. I think it's this one though. He got down to the last few months where it had to be done and then tested and everything and be published or whatever to go out and be on the summer arcade. And so he spent several all-nighters or whatever. He had a wife and a new kid and stuff, a new baby, and he said it was one of the most stressful times of his life. But it was awesome. I don't know. I heard the game's really good, so I'm excited for this one.
Well,
moving on, there's also Metal Slug 3. It's a side-scrolling run-and-gun action. Courtney, I can't see when you're on it. There we go. Action game that was originally released for the Neo Geo in 2000. It's another re-release for the game, as it also came to Xbox Live Arcade, PlayStation 2, iOS, PC, and Virtual Console. SNK promises that it will be released in the winter.
Yeah. So
Yay.
I think I was right about that. I just looked up the title, Dust: An Elysian Tale, and it was developed by one guy. So.
Phil Fish.
No, not Phil Fish.
Oh.
Which we actually have a really cool editorial up about Phil Fish this week.
We love Phil Fish.
So everybody go check that out.
No,
we do
I'm
not
not
love.
I'm not going to stand by that.
Fish.
But yeah, it's an interesting viewpoint on that whole thing with him.
Mm-hmm. I agree. So any of these indie games you guys really excited for? I know you said you were really excited for Nidhogg, Miles.
Yeah, I've watched it played a few times. I think it looks like fun.
I actually don't know anything about it other than that little paragraph.
You should look up like a Let's Play of it because I know Achievement Hunters has done a versus of it. It's hard to explain. It looks silly and fun at the same time.
Yeah. Now, based solely on these descriptions, I think Alone with You sounds the coolest to me. Psychological romance adventure game. That sounds interesting as hell.
It also sounds like a Linkin Park song.
Oh wow, yeah, kind of does. Especially when it says you've got AIs to help you out. Like, really take that deep. Did Lou bail out?
No, I didn't bail out.
Oh, okay. I just heard a message pop up and you hadn't talked. I was like, uh-oh.
No. I sent you a message. You might want to wait.
Oh my god.
Why would you send that?
Oh, because I'm the first comment on it.
Oh, that's great. Anyways, Lou, are you excited for any of these games?
No. I told you. I've told everyone. I've told you guys listening right now. Done with indie games.
Yeah.
You keep saying that.
You keep saying that.
But I'm reviewing Velocity.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're gonna be playing one like today or tomorrow.
Yeah. I'm not excited for them per se, but when they come out, I know that I'm gonna be reading a bunch of stuff about them, and I'm gonna be dying to play it. I'm already, kind of excited about Dust after just hearing that. Metal Slug is fun. It's not my genre. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna see the cool art styles and then cave and eventually get it. The same's gonna happen with Counter Spy. I'm still waiting.
Just like every other time.
Yep, just like Amiibos.
So
speaking of these indie games, though, when the hell is Star Wall coming out on PS4?
Just the tip, man. Just the tip. I'm excited for it. I hope it's soon. For anyone who's confused about that comment, it's called Star Wall. Just the tip. So.
Yep.
Just so we're clear.
All right. Next news story. Number 9.
Okay. Beyond Two Souls Director's Cut trophies have been leaked. Oh my god.
No!
It's just like okay, I'm not going to mention that on cast. It seems the Director's Cut of Beyond Two Souls that was rumored to be coming to the PlayStation 4 is getting more concrete. The trophy list for the game has reportedly been leaked by Exophase, which is a trophy-based site. A quick glance shows that if the leaks are true, there will be no additional trophies. This could lead to cross-trophy support, where PS4 owners will get the trophies they had on the PS3 version. And also, while this is no means of confirmation, it should be noted that similar leaks have appeared for games like Entwined, and, that is
the same
now...
website?
And that is now out there. That is a game that is true. I don't know why this is happening, though, because that wasn't a very good game, and I don't think it should be getting a remake.
I enjoyed the game. I think it would look. I mean, it looked really, really pretty on PS3. So, I mean, if they really do this and they remake it 1080p, 60 frames per second, or even just 30, I mean, it would look gorgeous on PS4. And another thing about this is that it was a PlayStation 3 exclusive. And so if this is going to be a PS4 exclusive, it's been noted several different times. Many different stories have been written about how many of the PS4 owners are actually not PS3 owners, and they didn't play any games with PS3. And so that's another reason for bringing an exclusive game for PlayStation 3 to PS4. And so, yeah, there may be some people who don't like Beyond Two Souls who played it on PS3, but there's also several Nintendo and Xbox users who have never played it and would enjoy it or would like to at least experience it. So, yeah, I don't know. I definitely will play it again. I like Ellen Page and Willem Dafoe, and the story...
You would buy it again?
I wouldn't buy it. I would play it again. That's the difference. Okay. I would definitely play it. I am not one of the people who had a disconnect with the story. I really enjoyed the story, and I really enjoyed the back and forth in time. It didn't confuse me as much as other people have said it did, and it didn't ruin the story for me at all. So it's a game that I'm definitely going to rent or buy if it goes on sale, But I'm not buying it $60 new again. There's no way.
I'll take my dose of Ellen Page and The Last of Us.
Ah, that's funny. because Ellie looks like Ellen Page.
There we go.
He made it.
Moving on from these awful, awful puns. EA Access is coming to 19 new countries and will be receiving a new game.
What?
EA has only announced the service will be arriving in Brazil, Netherlands, UAE, and the Nordic countries as of right now. Yep. So in other news, well, why announce it's coming to 19 countries if you're not going to say what the 19 countries are? Anyway, in other news, EA has announced that gamers who have access to EA Access will be able to play 6 hours of early access for both NHL 15 and FIFA 15. Users will also get a 10% discount on the full game and its DLC. The Vault, which is the digital free collection of games for the people, for people with EA Access, will also be getting Need for Speed Rivals.
So, okay, wow. The 6 hours of early access for NHL and FIFA is the same thing they did with Madden. When EA Access was announced, they already told us that every game was going to get a 10% discount on the game and DLC. So, like, that's not news. But the Need for Speed Rivals thing, again, like I've been saying all along about EA Access, is it seems like they're going to wait a year after every game has come out and then put these games in the vault to be able to play. And that's just not enticing to me. So like Need for Speed Rivals is an old game by now. It's just... All right.
Well, it doesn't seem like that bad of a deal for me. If I had the Xbox right now, which I don't, I'm the only person in the world with a Kinect 2.0 and no Xbox One.
Yeah. Well, I'm the only person in the world with 2 Xbox One games and no Xbox One.
You're both weird. Let's just go ahead and say that.
Yeah.
But anyway, if I had an Xbox One right now, I'd be considering next time I'm getting an EA game, which would probably be Dragon Age, if I'm being honest. I wouldn't mind picking it up just for that month, getting the 10% off, and then having access, because I would never in my life probably get Need for Speed Rivals. I'm not a racing game guy.
Same way with me, yeah.
So it doesn't seem like a bad deal, especially if you try it out and you like it. It doesn't have much value to me so far as I see it, but who knows? I might jump on board.
To pay for a month, you'd have to pay $5. And then to get 10% off of the game, you'd be getting $6 off. So you'd literally only save $1 on the game.
Yeah, but then you get a month of a free game.
Yeah, well, you get a month of all the free games in the vault.
Yeah, exactly.
Not just one.
Right.
And now, to bring that up, what does the vault have now? It'll have Need for Speed. Doesn't have. Oh, fuck, I don't even remember what all it has.
No, I don't think it was anything.
It has last year's Madden, right?
Probably.
I have a feeling
it has
it's
that,
nothing important.
Yeah, it's nothing that significant, but that's kind of the point. It's all games that I wouldn't buy on their own.
Yeah.
I would rent them or something, and this is a good way for me to just try it out.
Here we go. It's Battlefield 4, Madden 25, FIFA 14, Peggle 2, and now Need for Speed Rivals.
Peggle 2.
The point I was trying to make was that I haven't played any of those games. And so for like a $5 for a month to be able to rent all 5 of those games, that would be a good deal if I had an Xbox One. And I may do that for a month if I want to play some of those games and I have nothing else to do. But there's no way I'm going to sign up for a year because there's just not enough EA games that I want to get discounts on or early access. And I'm not a yearly sports title game or sports title player like FIFA or anything like that. So.
But then again, this is a service that's building value.
Exactly.
They launched it now, and come 3 years down the line when they've already announced their Mass Effect trilogy and it's in the vault, this might be something that I'm regularly subscribed to.
Oh yeah. I was going to say, several years down the road, this could be really, really good. But then again, they may raise the price then too.
It just needs time to prove its worth, I guess.
Now, a final story that we don't have written down here is actually that the PlayStation Plus games went up today. So all the PlayStation Plus games that are coming out in September are now live. One of you guys, do you guys have the list up?
I have the list up.
I can get to it. I'm moving.
God.
I'm quickly. I'm almost there.
Mm-hmm. I got it.
I'm filling space right now. I got it.
All right, so there's Velocity 2X.
God dang it.
Yep.
No, I don't know it. I'm just listing stuff off.
Which was released today and is free today for PS Plus.
And apparently it's the game of the year.
Yeah, it's
so
according to them.
So says them. on the PlayStation blog.
So yes, on PS4 you're looking at Velocity 2X. Sorry, Sports Friends, which is fun looking, and then you've also got PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale for I think PlayStation 3 and Vita because that's the only thing it came out on. Joe Danger for PlayStation Vita, Horde for I don't know which system that's for. I'll admit that, and TXK. I don't really know. It's capital T, lowercase x, capital K. So,
can I make a ballsy prediction right now?
Go ahead.
Sure.
Right now, I'm on the Sony site, and I noticed Mass Effect Trilogy has gotten a price cut from $20 to $14.
What?
Because this is big EA sale. So, by the way, go get that online because that's a fantastic sale.
Repeat all that. Wait, what? Where
Mass Effect Trilogy on just the PSN store is going for $14. There's a big EA sale right now. That's fantastic. I'm going to go buy that. But my guess is that within the month, if not 2 weeks, they're going to be announcing Mass Effect Trilogy for the PS4. I think that this has kind of been a trend lately, especially, for instance, they had Revelations up, and then the next week they announced the sequel. They will do a sale for Diablo before Diablo 3 for PS4 comes out. They've been doing that a lot for their stuff. So I'm making a ballsy announcement here. I'm saying that hopefully we see Trilogy come out very soon.
That would be great because I would play that series again especially if it was like remastered and even more beautiful.
Right.
It may be announced at EGX.
When's that?
EGX is September 25th to the 28th. That's London's game show. I could see them announcing it there.
Yeah.
Especially since the UK is growing enormous for PlayStation. Even if it's just not PlayStation, even if it's both Xbox One and PlayStation, Europe is growing in Xbox as well. That could be a place they announce it. I don't know how many games they announce at EGX. This could be a VGA game. They could wait until December when they're doing the game show or the games awards or whatever, and they announce it there with some huge ass trilogy because I believe more people will be watching VGA than EGX, especially since not very many people outside of the UK know about EGX.
Right, I have no clue about EGX.
I didn't know that was a thing.
I didn't know about it until this month, so. That's
now
that I pay more attention to other people in the industry, I see more about these kind of shows and game shows and all that stuff, and that's one of them I saw, and I was like, oh, okay, and so I looked into it. But so are you? When are you betting? Are you betting it's going to be like a lone announcement just out of nowhere, or it's
I think they're just randomly going to announce it. I think they're going to be like, we're having it. It's coming out. I don't know, January. There's nothing announced for January.
Okay.
I think that it's coming and it's
Didn't Square Enix do that with Tomb Raider Remaster or Tomb Raider whatever?
Yeah,
they announced it at VGX and then it came out in January.
And also that's another prime example was they did this crazy sale for Tomb Raider on the PS3 and then the week after they announced it for PS4. I think that there's been a trend to that, and I hope that this is a thing. I don't know because it's a big, EA sale in general. They have Mirror's Edge, they have Battlefield, they have Alice, and really the only game that's worth getting on that list, for me at least, seems to be Mass Effect Trilogy, which kind of stands above the other shit.
The other shit?
Yeah, I'm just looking right now. It's like Crisis 2. I'm not a big Crisis guy. Dead Space, which everyone has. I don't know. I really hope it exists, and it's the only Mass Effect game on here, which is another weird thing.
That is weird.
So
that wraps up the news from nowhere.
Wait, we didn't finish this. I kind of interrupted Miles.
Oh, sorry.
Greg Miller might have died, unfortunately.
Oh, no.
So 47 minutes ago on Twitter, the one thing he's been begging and hoping for the past, months?
Patapon?
No.
Minecraft.
No, I was going to say Minecraft on Vita.
Minecraft PS4. His post was, what? Minecraft PS4 is on the PlayStation Store mobile storefront. Broken click. Could it be coming today? I have a feeling he might be having heart palpitations right now.
Yeah, it is there. Wow. for 1999.
Yep.
Page not found. Could it be coming today? God, that's hard to believe. It would already be up right now.
Yeah, because of all the leak.
Yeah, it would.
Not the leak, just everything came out.
Yeah, the update that happened. It would already be up today if it was coming. And so,
that'd be stealthy as anything on Sony's part, though.
Yeah, for sure. And you would think that 4J would announce it because 4J's been very vocal about the whole process.
True.
4 days ago, they handed Minecraft Xbox One Edition over to Microsoft for the final test. They announced that.
Right.
So, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe it will come out today. Maybe they'll just release it later for some random reason. Weird.
Sneak attack.
Continue.
No, that was all I had to say, really.
Oh, well, I thought you were cut off on the EA Access thing.
No, I don't care about EA Access.
So yeah, if you're a big fan of sales right now, go to PlayStation Store. If you have a PlayStation, they're doing the Rockstar sale and the EA sale, and there's some crazy good titles.
Crazy good titles. Crazy good. Okay, so that wraps up the news from nowhere. How about that?
Yes.
Now let's move on to Lou's favorite section. I'm going to continue calling it that. I don't give a fuck if you like it or not. It's the review wrap-up. This is the segment where we go over all the games that we reviewed in the past week, and we give a brief summary or whatever, what we thought, the score, who reviewed it, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So, it appears that we had 4 games reviewed last week, 2 of which were by me. The first one I reviewed was The Walking Dead Season 2, Episode 5. Was it No Going Home or No Going Back? I don't even remember the official title of the actual episode. Anyways, I gave it an 8.8 out of 10. It was a really good season finale. It was enjoyable. I love what Telltale does with the decision making and how you feel like anybody could die if you choose the wrong thing. So that was really good. There was a lot of tension in the episode. However, I felt like the tension was caused by some silly reasons. No matter what all these people argue with me on the internet about, I don't fucking get it. I mean, can I make my point here?
No.
Or is that too much? It's like,
I don't care.
Cause it's okay. I'll keep it very, very brief. A lot of
no spoilers.
I know. A lot of the tension in this episode is caused by adults arguing like little kids, and which will that gets them in trouble every time they start arguing and not paying attention to what the fuck's going on. Like, for instance, say you're driving and you're driving in the snow and you have a kid in the back, and all of a sudden you stopped looking at the road and you just argue with the bitch next to you, like, for 10 minutes. You know, like, is that going to end well? No, like, fucking, the end of the world has happened. Pay the fuck attention to the icy road you're on. Like, that was a little bit annoying to me. But overall, the episode was really good. It didn't have nearly the emotional impact that the first season finale did. But there are reasons why, you know. But however, it was a really, really good ending. Really good season. I recommend everybody go buy it. You can get it on sale all the time. And then the second game I reviewed was Tales of Exillia 2. And I actually gave it an 8.6 out of 10, which is the highest rated JRPG game I believe I've ever rated. I'm not sure about our website, though.
Wait, not Ni no Kuni?
You didn't review it, remember?
Oh, yeah.
You were supposed to review it for 3 months.
All right, Ni no Kuni is the best
yes.
JRPG I've played in a long time. Ni
no Kuni is the best JRPG I've played in the past several years, and it's not reviewed for our website. However, we wanted to, and Lou was supposed to for a long time and never did.
Right. The reason being is I was just way too biased by the game, and I was such a big fanboy.
Yeah.
There was no way I could write an objective opinion of it.
We had several chats on Facebook about how much we love the game, and we were both like, oh my god, like, what do we give it? But anyways, so Tales of Exillia 2 is the highest rated JRPG I've ever given. And without spoiling too much, like, I honestly say it's the best JRPG I've played since Ni no Kuni, which says a lot since I play a shitload of JRPGs. And one of the reasons I really enjoyed it was the characters in this game. I felt they were significantly better than the first game. Obviously, the cast returns, but there's new additions. and one of them being Luger, and one of them being Elle, and then a cat named Rolo. But Luger and Elle's relationship grows from being strangers through the game to being closer by the end, and it's kind of like Joel and Ellie in The Last of Us, and that really, really helps me get into the story. So it's a really good game. Has all the good fighting mechanics a JRPG should, and a really, really crazy story. So check that out. If you can't check that one out, at least get the first game, because you can get that on sale all the time. And if you like that, definitely get Exilia 2.
Okay, next on the list is Diablo 3. For those of you who don't know, Diablo is Spanish for angry chicken. Did anyone see that movie? Am I the only one?
I think so, but I don't remember what it is.
Ballad of Ricky Bobby.
Yep.
Okay. Well, anyway, the reviewer for that one was Scott and Patrick, which was a dual review. Scott, I believe, did the video review for it, and they gave it an 8.9. It is a fantastic game. I've personally been playing it over the weekend, and I'm not allowed to touch it right now because I've been playing with friends, and they refuse to let me play further until we could play co-op together and do it. That said, if you have Diablo 3, make sure to friend me at King Louis Trip so we could give each other legendary items. They said that it was a fantastic game with great mechanics, and it ran perfectly on the PlayStation 4. The small issues, of course, would be that some of the combinations just seem way overpowered, and you kind of fall into a rut of what you like doing. And if you have a PlayStation 4 and you enjoy micromanaging every aspect of a character and dungeon crawling and all of that, I highly recommend grabbing this game. Cool. And so do they.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it looks really cool. I can't commit time to it. I've got too many other games.
Oh, it is totally a time. Like, I thought, because there's like regular mode and then hardcore mode and then super hardcore mode.
Super hardcore.
It goes to there's 9 different modes above normal mode. And I was like, okay, well, this must be like a 3-hour game. And
nope.
No, it's each section is probably about 15 hours. How much would you say, Miles? I haven't finished it yet.
I wouldn't say 15 hours, but it took me about an hour or two at least to finish each section.
Maybe I do a lot more crawling than you do. I completely comb through everything and micromanage everything.
See, that's what I do in JRPGs. So
to be fair, in the end, I just wanted to finish it, so I was bum rushing the story.
Right. I'm actually paying attention. It's not the best story, but as far as things go, it's not awful.
It's not awful.
Yeah,
Mong's stamp of approval. It's not awful.
Well, what I hear is the first chapter goes by 5 different chapters. The 5th one being the DLC. The first one's the best. The second one is slightly worse, and then it goes down and down from there until the 5th chapter, which was the one where you're facing Death himself or the Grim Reaper.
Death.
And that one is just crazy awesome. I hear.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I heard the DLC was good.
I highly, highly recommend it, and it's the most addictive game I've played in a while, and I'm actually really upset that I can't play it right now.
Make a new character.
I could, but I don't want to do that. I want to explore it with my friends, unfortunately.
Right. These friends. All right. The last one that we had reviewed this week was Blaze Blue Clone Phantasma. That is not a misspeak. Actually, I checked. It's for the 3DS. It was reviewed by Harry, and he gave it a 5.1, which is...
Aww.
Yeah, that's unfortunate because I actually like that series, but apparently this one took a departure from the normal. Though Blaze Blue Clone Phantasma is a cute fighting game with multiple characters, it falls short in engaging battles and longevity. I'm sure fans of the series will pick this up at the Nintendo eShop for $5.99. However, I'm hard-pressed to honestly recommend this game to any player for any particular reason. So, yeah.
Damn.
And that's still not the worst score that we have, I think. It's right in the middle, like a 5 should be. For those of you who know our review scale, a 5.1 is the lower end of it's a mediocre game, so it's not a bad title. It's just repetitive, unoriginal, unremarkable across the board, and really will only be enjoyed by extreme fans of the series.
Yep. Okay.
I'm going to review Cross Country Trucker just so I can give it a 1.
Wait, wasn't that Train Simulator?
Oh yeah, I'll give that one up. Do we have like?
What about wasn't it like Ride to Hell or something?
Oh yeah, Road to Retribution, Ride to Hell.
Yep.
One of the lowest rated games ever.
If not the lowest rated game ever. I don't know.
No, the IGN gave a game a 0 in like the 90s, I think.
Whew.
Because
Bowling.
I heard about it on a podcast recently. Maybe it was an old Game Scoop or something. But I guess it was supposed to be a sequel, but it was literally the same exact game that was released before it, but just changed the name to make it look like a sequel.
That's why they don't review iPhone games.
That's definitely a 90s thing to do. Yeah, that's true. iPhone games, the copies and stuff. All right, so that wraps up our review wrap up. Let's move into the listener questions. How have we been going? We've been oh my god, almost an hour and a half already.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, so first question from Tunde.
We'll do one from everyone?
Hey Tunde, yeah, we'll have to.
Pronounced Tunde.
Pronounced Tunde.
This is middle name.
He says, Mong, which games coming out this fall are you most excited about, and what do you think? Oh god. And what do you think about Final Fantasy 15 or The Last Guardian being at TGS this year? This year. Speaking of The Last Guardian, do you find strange that people are calling The Last Guardian the best game ever, even though we have seen absolutely nothing about it and have no idea what the game is? I mean, for all we know, it could be a 16-bit Metroidvania game with CG cutscenes. Also, I'm interested in participating in your 50th episode. Okay, so... first question, I guess he had multiple questions, didn't he?
He did. Don't worry, we're getting you on the 50th episode.
Yeah, we'll get you on.
As long as you're available.
Game I'm most excited about this fall is definitely Dragon Age Inquisition. What about you guys?
Mine's definitely Super Smash Bros. For Wii U.
Oh, yeah.
That's real easy.
Good one.
Destiny with a close second of Dragon Age.
Oh,
Yeah,
damn
there
it.
you go.
I forgot that I'm having an Xbox One, and there's a lot of great Xbox One titles.
Yeah, the other one might be Sunset Overdrive.
Master Chief Collection.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for that one, but it's definitely not one of my most excited ones.
I've never played a Halo game.
That's true.
Oh, yeah?
Now, how do I feel about Final Fantasy 15 or The Last Guardian being at TGS? The Last Guardian will not be at TGS. It's already been announced. Final Fantasy 15...
Didn't they leak Square Enix's roster and that wasn't announced?
I don't think they... Okay, maybe I missed this leak you're talking about. However, I do know that they did change the URL, the domain for Final Fantasy 15. It used to be like na.squareenix.com/Final Fantasy XV or something. And now there's actually like a Final Fantasy XV.com or something like that. Like they just changed it this weekend. And so everyone's like, oh my god, does that mean they're going to finally say something? And so, yeah, it could be at TGS. It wasn't at the pre-show, but it could be at the full conference in 3 weeks. So I'm hoping to see it there. I'd like to know more stuff about it.
Yay.
I've honestly never heard anybody say The Last Guardian is the best game ever. I've never heard that.
I think if they are saying that, it's because they're being sarcastic.
You're talking to crazy people.
Crazy people.
But yeah, we don't know. I think it's fantastic that they still have the kind of prestige that they do.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they made a game how long ago? Like almost a decade, right?
Yeah, I think 2006 was what was the
Shadow?
last one?
No,
Shadows
Shadow.
of Colossus.
And like they really have so much clout to them as developers. I think if you are hearing it, that's why you're hearing it. Because what they made back then was just so amazing for the time and really kind of underappreciated.
It's 2005, 2006, depending on the place.
Right. I don't think it's the best ever. I don't think we can make that kind of judgment yet. So I think you're correct.
I think it's going to flop.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think it's going to be even nearly... There's no way it's going to be considered that.
It's going to be Duke Nukem. Let's face it.
Duke Nukem.
All
I
of
don't
the
think
hype
so.
has been building up. It's been building up way too much hype. People are too excited. And it's going to come out and it's going to be like, I came here to chew bubblegum and kick ass and I'm all out of bubblegum.
I don't think so.
Oh, yeah. I used to say that all the time. I was such a little badass kid. Oh, yeah. Okay, so next question. Is that from Ian? Like, I don't even know who Ian is. Was that actually submitted to us somewhere?
Sorry, Ian.
Or-
If I don't know if we just made up a name.
Yeah, it may have been a question from last week and we just skipped it or something.
If this question sounds like it's yours, you should message us.
But the question is, with the PlayStation TV and Vita TV coming out soon, what do you think it will do to the gaming library of Vita? I'm personally looking forward to boss hunters like Tukiden. I don't know. Full screen with a controller. I think it's going to do nothing but expand the Vita library. Because people are going to want to actually play some of these games, especially with a controller on their full screen. Like I've said several times already, I'm looking forward to Vita TV or PlayStation TV. I'm going to be buying it because I want to be able to play some of my games on my TV, and I might actually play Persona 4 if I can on there.
This will actually make me play Freedom Wars and the Monster Hunters, assuming that they don't release a Monster Hunter for PS4, even though I hope to God they do.
Freedom Wars.
I actually think the opposite. I'm kind of negative on what PS TV or Vita TV is going to be doing for the Vita library. I think some of my favorite Vita games are the ones that are specifically tailored to the system.
Yeah, what is that? That has nothing to do with the library, though. That just has to do with what you like about the games.
No, I mean, I think that what is going to eventually happen in the future is they're not going to make games that are tailored to the specific features of the Vita.
So you're not answering in a sense of it's going to expand it. You're saying it's going to
change the type of game.
Downgrade, the quality because it's not going to use touchscreen stuff.
I can understand that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
Right. And I'm not the person who needs it for their TV because I have one TV. So if I want to play PlayStation 4, I only have one TV to do that, and personally I like handheld games. I'm not a big Vita TV person. I understand it's there for a lot of people, but that's not for me.
Yeah. Okay, so which one of Dennis's questions do you want to answer?
We could start quick firing these.
Oh, I haven't even read them, so are they quick fireable?
Relatively. We wouldn't be able to explain our answers very well, though.
Dennis asked, and by the way, these questions were actually supposed to be on last week's episode. But it was the first week of school, and I was hella stressed, and I was all over the place. And we announced on the podcast how it was unorganized, and we didn't have anything ready. So I totally forgot to put these on the outline last week. So sorry about that, Dennis.
By the way, interjection. Looney Tunes Back in Action Zany Race was the worst reviewed game by IGN in 2003 at a 0.5.
Really?
Yeah, it's rated as a disaster and only has 2 other games in its league.
Wow. That is nuts. Okay. So anyways, question from Dennis. He said, do you think that anyone besides Telltale can nail licensed games? We don't see many of them, and not a lot of developers take risks on games like Transformers or South Park.
Well, you just mentioned South Park.
Yeah, you just said Transformers and South Park, so the answer is yes. Or no. What? Yes. There we go.
Yes, they can handle licensed games.
Other people can, yeah.
Yeah, I think the major issue is that, big studios don't necessarily want to take on licensed games because they want to make their own IP. They want to do their own thing. And when there is a big name studio like Telltale at this point, or like who did South Park? Obelisk, something like that. Obsidian. Obelisk. Anyway, Obelisk. Obsidian.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Obsidian's a big studio too. When these kind of more famous studios want to do this, and it's not just we're going to hand over the license to the cheapest developer who will make us a game, then that's when we'll see good, properly licensed games.
Okay, and back to what Miles just said. You're actually wrong. Olympic Hockey 98 is the lowest reviewed game at IGN, and it received a 0. And exactly what I just said. Olympic Hockey, the little breakdown of it says Olympic Hockey is kind of a special case. It was released in 1996 as Wayne Gretzky 3D Hockey. And then the next year they released the 98 version, and it was the exact same, no improvements, anything. They just changed the names. Just changed the name. So, yeah. A 0. That's crazy. And I agree with you guys on the license stuff. It's really hard. But moving on. Question from Dustin. We were going to do quickfire for all of Dennis's, weren't we?
We're supposed to.
Do you think that MMOs and early access games should be reviewed as other games are reviewed?
No.
Nope.
Not the same. Yeah, they should be.
Early access games shouldn't be reviewed.
Nope. They should have previews and stuff.
They're clearly in progress. Yeah.
Never review. And MMOs should always be a review in progress or something along. Like, I don't think an MMO should ever be have a complete review until like the final, like, you know, out of everything's. There's no more beta testing, no testing at all, and it's completely done. And like they're waiting on the next expansion. Like all the updates are out and stuff.
Right. You know what? I'm going to take it even a step further. I don't think any genre review should really be reviewed the same because you're really looking for different stuff in each genre. Right now, we're having a freelancer, for instance, write a review for The Sims 4, which came out today, and she was asking what kind of features do you want us to focus on, and I was like, well, you can't really do what you would do in a shooter or what you do in a main story game because The Sims, of course, is simulation. So any kind of different genre really has its own highlights. JRPG, you want to look at story and you want to look at battle systems.
Yeah, I see. That's exactly what I was going to say. Is comparing your review for Infamous First Light to my Tales of Exillia 2 review. My Tales of Exillia 2 review was 0.6 higher than yours. I had 8.6. You gave an 8.0 to Infamous First Light. And does that mean that my game's better than Infamous First Light? Absolutely not. You may not like Tales of Exillia 2. You know, that could be completely different, and it's based on genre and preferences. So you have to look at it differently.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay, so moving on. Next question. When do you think the definite leap to the next gen will come? When will we see all the developers stop making games for last gen?
There was a Dream.
I think we've answered that a few times now.
Yeah, there was a Dreamcast game released last year. So, actually, it was this year. So, it's going to be a long time.
Yeah, it's going to be 2016 probably. A lot of the third-party companies are going to start moving on sooner. But the majority of the big ones will. But you'll see a lot of smaller ones. Stay.
The one that I was most afraid about were the Japanese companies, but now we're even seeing, like, for instance, Persona move on.
Yep.
So, with Persona moving on, I'm led to believe that we're going to see Tales and all the rest of the Japanese titles move.
I'm hoping that we're going to see Tales, but right now Zestiria is only a PS3. It's PS3 exclusive. So, but it's Bandai Namco. You never know. But for Dennis, your last question about abandoning the Vita, we've answered that several times now.
The answer is no.
The answer is they're not completely abandoning it. They're not abandoning it at all. So
their pre-TGS conference had like a good 30 to 40 minutes on Vita stuff.
Yeah. Okay, so now on to Dustin's question, who is one of our writers. He submitted some questions really quick. He said, he asked, what game or what class is everyone going to roll with in Destiny?
All of them.
Hunter.
I don't even remember what they're called. What's the one I played?
Hunter,
Titan.
Warlock,
Titan. I'm a Titan. Wait,
Titan is my favorite, but I'm going to make all of them.
Wasn't there a fourth class announced?
No.
Nope.
There's subclasses.
Oh. I swore there was on IGN First in July.
No, because they distinctly said they weren't working on that right now.
Oh, man. Okay. Well, I know that there was like the higher level stuff announced. Maybe I just imagined it. Okay, so then Dustin also asked, do you think that we will see a fourth main class in the coming expansion this year, or will we have to be satisfied with the classes included on the disc?
There are 6. If you include subclasses, there are currently 6 classes. So, yeah, I mean, I'm sure we'll see a fourth one eventually, but I don't think it's going to be right now.
Okay. Yep. And you would be the one to ask. You know more about this than anybody.
I've done a little bit of studying.
And Dustin's final question is MONG Man really going to be the final boss on Jupiter in Destiny?
That's what I hear.
Yes. It's confirmed.
It was leaked on 4chan.
His electric head nub is going to shoot rockets at you out of electricity.
That's what Lizard Squad tells us.
Oh God, no! Don't mention them. That's bad.
Then we had a few more really quick questions on Facebook that were just submitted while we were recording. Tom asked, is MONG Man going to be a playable character in Super Smash Bros. Wii U?
Yes.
Since we can use Miis, we can definitely make a Mii of MONG Man.
Not only is MONG Man going to be there, we're going to have him as an amiibo. We're petitioning Nintendo right now.
And you know what? They always have those little the little blurbs for every character they announce.
Yeah.
Mong Man, he wants to shock you.
Oh,
Awful.
awful, yeah. And then Josh asks, have all the charges been dropped against Mong Man?
Not that we know of.
Anyways.
What are his charges?
I have no idea.
Nothing
I wanna hear
good.
this.
It could have been the whole final boss on Jupiter or something. That could have been referenced.
He was.
to that.
I heard that he was pantsless in public.
Oh,
He's always pantsless. He doesn't have legs.
That's just how he goes.
remember the zombie apocalypse thing?
Yeah. I don't know. You know what? We're gonna make up a list of charges for him,
So,
and we're gonna take him to court.
moving
Next
on to the
podcast.
game releases this week to wrap this thing up. On PlayStation 3, there was nothing new. On PlayStation 4, there was Velocity 2X and Warriors Orochi 3 Ultimate. And on Vita, it was the leading console again, home console, not PC. Vita had Velocity 2X, Danganronpa 2, Goodbye Despair, Danganronpa, Warriors Orochi 3 Ultimate, Muramasa Rebirth, Hell's Where the Heart Is, and Joe Danger.
Yeah. Okay, Xbox 360, you all get nothing this week. I'm sorry. Xbox One, you got Warriors Orochi 3 Ultimate and Warframe. Yes, that's good. Everyone should play that. It's free. On PC, you're looking at Hexcells Infinite, The Fabulous Adventures of Hedgehog Holmes. Okay. The Sims 4, Runners, Recycle, Train. I guess it's Train. Train Fever.
Yeah, I may have put an E on there by accident.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Train Fever. Boo Bunny Plague? Is that what that says?
Yeah, that's Plague.
Oh, okay. That's okay. Boo Bunny Plague, Planetary Annihilation, Dead Rising 3, Guilty Gear X2 #Reload, and Orborun. Whatever. Orborun.
All right, so for the Nintendo platforms, of course, we start with Wii U. We have Cube Men 2 coming out on Thursday. For 3DS, we have Topingo 2 also coming out on Thursday. Yeah, go.
Oh, I just said a week of twos. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
And 3s and 4s.
But, of course, this is a bit of a lull. If you really want some good 3DS games, they had some bang up ones last week, so you could go and do Professor Layton and whatnot.
Bang up. Yeah.
I'm catering to our UK audience.
Oh,
I don't know. Is that UK?
I have
Bang
no
up.
idea. I think that's an American thing to say.
It might just be like really old American.
Bang up
Yeah.
job.
I was going to say, it's like a 90s thing maybe. I don't know.
You wanker.
You wanker. Okay, so that wraps up episode 49. As a quick reminder, if you want to be on episode 50, let us know. Email us and all that stuff. If you want a Mong 50 shirt, there should be a story about it soon. So go ahead and email us whatever shirt you want, whichever options and all that stuff. And then also make sure to share the giveaway, everyone. Share it with as many friends as you can. Sign up for it. There are so many easy ways to enter. You might as well do the really quick, easy ones if you don't want to spend time doing the ones that'll take a little bit more time. Just go ahead and
Karen.
Yeah, do the easy stuff. We record on Tuesdays, which our schedule is changed we're going to try to record early on Tuesdays, early afternoon, and release it later that afternoon. Today went a little bit later. You can email us at mong.podcast@gmail.com or at contact.mong@gmail.com. We accept all, comments, questions, suggestions, anything like that. You can find our Mong Twitter at mong.com, all spelled out. You can find us on YouTube at youtube.com/Mong Network. You can find us on Facebook, Tumblr, and Instagram by searching for Middle of Nowhere Gaming. And, of course, the website is at middleofnowheregaming.com, where you should check out all the latest news, reviews, and editorials. Good times. We are one week away from episode 50. It'll be the week before Mong has been a year old. So episode 51 will actually be for the year anniversary. So that'll be pretty cool.
I still think we should do an episode 49.1 so we can, get
Combine
that
the
50. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I mean, at the same time, I was thinking about that as well because Destiny comes out the day Mong 50 will go. And so that's going to have to take you guys away from Destiny for a few hours.
Never!
Yeah. And you know that's not a good move.
Well, then I might be recording by myself with a bunch of fans.
I might bite someone.
Anyway, so you can find me on Twitter at Osborne_2009. You can find Lou at
Lou Cantaldi. By the way, I'm looking to switch my whole tag thing, my Twitter handle. Yeah, that's what they're called. Yeah. So if you have any really good ideas, I'm taking them. I was gonna switch it last night, and I thought of something that no one had. It was gonna be Sweet and Lou. Someone had it.
Fair enough. So if anybody has any really inappropriate ones, please send them to Lou.
So, just a quick question. A suggestion: use an adjective and a noun, something like Furious Milk, hot table, flying spoon.
I want something with my name.
Oh, I can't help you.
So a pun with your name.
My name's a noun.
Okay, so you can find Miles on Twitter at
Furious Milk.
Thank you all for listening once again, and we will talk to you again next time.
See you at episode 50.
MONG 50.
49.1.
MONG.
Oh, MONG.
MONG.